Yes, uh, thank you for that humble introduction, Sir Alvin. Um, it's so overwhelming that I can see every one of you here. And although I seldom present, here, I'm very privileged, and they give me an opportunity to share. Without further ado, I don't want to bore you with this, talk. But one thing that I can assure you that everything that I will say is nonetheless true. Okay, not every fact is true. Okay, but every truth is always a fact. Magkaiba yon. Because science kasi changes from time to time. And the health and wellness industry here in the Philippines has drastically changed. Okay. So first of all, I'd like to share with you the reason why I'm here before I start my product presentation. Not all Western learned doctors basically embrace Oriental medicine, naturopathy, acupuncture, and all holistic stuff like that. But one thing is for sure, I embrace all of it because we have to have a holistic approach. No certain field has the monopoly of truth. So you have to make sure that everything that you hear, listen, before you believe, you have to validate and check. Don't be gullible guinea pigs, and never ever be cyberchondriacs. You know what cyberchondriacs are? People who usually check on Google and they easily believe what's in it. So don't be cyberchondriacs. This will be a very brief but detailed information. So I want everyone's attention, okay, to be directed on the board in front of me. Before the pandemic, 2019, the World Health Organization had a statistics that these are the top 10 killers of the world, basically. As you can see, that you don't need to commit a crime for you to have a death sentence. So all of you who are here tonight have death sentences, not because you have committed a crime, but because of these diseases. So you just choose what you want to, consider death. It's so worth it. So basically, I myself have at least five of these. 9 years ago, I have a post-cardio angioplasty patient. I suffered from heart disease, I have a heart attack. I had a stroke, same year, 6 months ng pagitan. Lung diseases, well, tuberculosis I had 25 years ago. Basically all of this, okay? But I'm not collecting, but I'm very, very much aware. Okay? Malaking planong i-quota ito. And by the way, this is my fourth life. I have 3 flatlines already.
Wow.
From several tragedies. So I praise God that I'm alive at this time, wherein I still have a purpose for everyone here tonight to share the good news of good health, okay, and the future of the health and wellness industry. So basically, our diseases are caused by 7 plagues. Tatagalugin ko. 7 ang dahilan ko bakit tayo nagkakasakit. Una, pagkain, tubig, malamang kulang, tulog, bisyo, ehersisyo, stress, tingnan nyo na yung katabi nyo. At most importantly, aging. Okay, aging. Out of the 7 that I mentioned, how many can you control? Who can answer? Or which among the 7 hindi mo kayang kontrolin? Aging. Who wants to age? No one does, right? So you are in the right place, okay? Because we're going to introduce to you a product and a platform that can drastically change your life, your lifestyle, even your problem with bursitis and paralysis. Okay. I just learned those coins terms with Deo Sampagat. Okay, so let me borrow it. Let me go to the next slide, please. Okay. Not all of you are familiar with stem cells. Okay? But basically, the basic life, the life cycle of a person revolves around the stem cell. So how were you made, or how were we made? So when our mom and dad copulated, had sex, you were formed. So the process is basically, you become a fertilized zygote, and then you multiply through meiosis and mitosis. This becomes a mother cell called blastocyst, and the blastocyst will definitely form into 300 types of specialized stem cells, forming your eyes, ears, nose, throat, kidneys, liver, spleen, lungs, heart, etc. So this is basically the most basic form of all living things that compose all of us. Next slide, please. Stem cell is not an invention. Okay, it is a discovery. Because this has been long, the truth about this has had been existing before time began. It just so happened that it was discovered lately because of problems that cannot be addressed. I think the pursuit of the stem cell industry started when the HIV virus really proliferated in the whole world. I think 1986 or 87. But even before that, 1970s, these were already being done. So as you can see in front of you, you have reputable magazines, newspapers who cannot basically sacrifice their integrity, okay, in terms of sharing information. As you can see, we have, I think Reader's Digest, we have Time here, okay, Your Business. So these are reputable publications, magazines and newspapers that you can rely on whenever they tell the truth. Actually before, if you watch television, meron kayo nakikita ng panel truth of advertising. Mukhang yung mga, I'm sure na naiintindihan nyo, wala tayong mga bagets masyado dito. So, alam niyo yung panel truth of advertising, ngayon wala nang gano'n. Ay, bagay. Anyway, so basically, wala nang truth. So, I'm not saying they are fake news, but these are facts that have been adulterated and diluted. So that bawas, that's why you have to verify and check everything that you hear, listen, and read. Because if you happen to be deceived with a lie, you will reap the consequences. Same as salvation. You have to discover the truth for yourself. So this is the unstoppable medical science trend of today and all around the world. Next slide, please. Okay. How do we get stem cells? Everyone is so familiar that we get stem cells through injection. Let me guide you through the three first. Placenta injection, stem cell transplant, and placenta injection in beauty salons. Okay. This one is very expensive, as it is very costly, because you have to travel, consider your flight expenses, your accommodations, and definitely you have to eat. My friend, Bernardo, is usually with the father of Miguel Zubiri and Emilio when he was still alive. They spent around 4 million for this every 2 years, okay, in Germany. So let's go to stem cell transplant. This is different. I mean, this is similar to this one. But if you have an organ that is suffering, okay, you have to get stem cells from the other organ or other parts of your body, aspirate it, of course, a stem cell specialist has to do that, and inject it on the one that is suffering. But the thing is, you cannot use any anesthetic because it will kill the live and potent stem cell. So this is very painful. Okay, because you don't use any anesthesia. Similar to what you have been hearing in different salons and clinics here in the Philippines, this is very dangerous because this has to be performed by an expert. And you are not definitely sure if the stem cell that costs around 1.5 to 1.8 million pesos per injection is really a live stem cell. Or else you'll just be wasting money. Okay? And minsan, ang ini-inject lang nila dito, parang glutathione, vitamin C and linoleic acid and everything that contributes to health, but it doesn't regenerate and repair your body and your organs. Okay, let us go to the banking. Like the word bank, of course you have to deposit something. My sister availed of this. When my niece was born, her umbilical cord was taken and has to be preserved. But the problem with this is you can only use this for 20 years. And every month it costs around 30,000 to cryogenically freeze this. So in a year, you'll spend around 360,000 times 20 years, 7.2 million. And if you miss the chance, you cannot use it anymore. So that is basically, because it has a time limit, it's hindi masyado advisable. Now the other thing is, we can also do stem cell blood bank at our age. Sino dito ang 50? Ay, walang aamin. It's okay. Ayun, si Doc. I have another doctor in the house, Doc Tammy. So those people who let's say, age na 50, when you extract stem cells from us, okay, definitely it's not like the one that you get from babies na younger. So it's also too late and it's also expensive. Same amount that you use or you spend for cord blood banking. Now there's a free way to get it. This one. Remember the seven reasons why you become sick? Oh, ayusin nila yung pagkain ninyo. Right kind, right amount. Sleep, 7 hours. 7 to 8 hours. Water, 7 to 8 hours. Actually, hindi totoo. Dapat yun. Every 20 pounds ninyo is 1 glass of water. Kasi it doesn't apply. It depends. So that's a general rule. For every 20 pounds ninyo, 1 glass of water. Plus 3 pag summer. Because it's hot. You need to rehydrate. Another is vices. You have to eradicate all of it. And then we have exercise. At least you can walk for 30 minutes an hour, but that's basically for cardiovascular workout and musculoskeletal, development. Another is stress. How do you manage stress? Okay, kanya-kanya tayo ng coping mechanism sa stress. But the thing is, if you do this, okay, you can produce healthy stem cells. But this requires rest. Okay? Our body regenerates and repairs our organs on specific time when our body is at rest. Okay? I'm not going to delve more into this, no? But sometimes we eat too much that we tend to forget that we only need to eat when we are hungry. Okay? So, is there really a convenient and affordable way to get stem cells?
Yes.
Thank God
Yes.
for Riwe International and its product, the Centaport here, for this wonderful product. So, 18 years ago, the company was able to discover and use these technologies that will prevent stem cell from being disintegrated in the gastrointestinal tract. Ang pinakakalaban ng stem cell ay ang acidity ng GIT or gastrointestinal tract. Sorry for using jargon. So alam mo na yung GIT. So basically the technology that we use are the following. Supercritical extraction. This is critical kasi pwede kang na-extract mo siya ng 100% potent, pero pag dineliver mo or preserve mo siya, nasa 50 lang because of certain, environmental reasons. So you have to make sure that the potency and efficacy of the stem cell is preserved. Second is the freeze-drying technology. The freeze-drying technology is because of the liquid nitrogen. You know liquid nitrogen? Pag nabuhusan ka niyan, you definitely freeze. Okay? So you have to freeze-dry it, and the presence of nitrogen will eliminate oxygen, which causes oxidation. Oxygen has to be eliminated. in order for it to be preserved. Because the same element that keeps us alive is also the same element if lone pair siya will oxidize and make you rot. Okay? Kaya meron tayong tinatawag na oxidative stress. The next one is very important. Because as you can see, most of the capsules that we have are enteric coated. Meaning, they can withstand the acidity of the stomach. Kasi acidity niyan may gastric, pancreatic, and everything. Okay, so that you can digest the food so that later on, when it reaches the small gut, it can absorb its nutrients. Now, it will withstand the acidity of the stomach until it reaches the colon or the intestine. Now, since when the enteric coating is basically degraded, the soft gel, okay, the soft gel basically makes it easy to burst, so that easier absorption can happen. Now, emulsification technology is basically nanotechnology that it will enable even the tiniest blood vessel in your body, which is called the capillaries. Diba? Vein, arteries, capillaries that you can see in your eyes or in your brain, the tiniest one. So it basically reaches it as far as it because of the emulsification technology. Now let's go to the basic ingredients of our, but before that, okay. There are 3 mammals that can be used for our stem cell treatment therapy. The horse, the black sheep, and the deer. Okay, our company chose the deer because it's the pickiest eater. The reason why it's picky, it's very picky because it's the only mammal that doesn't have a gallbladder. The gallbladder is very important because it's the one that detoxifies our body with certain hazardous materials, toxins. So if a deer happened to eat something that is, poisonous, it will automatically die. But it will definitely suffer first. That's why it has been an observed fact that in order for them to avoid the suffering, the agony, and the pain of being killed with toxicity, they kill themselves. They usually bite their tongue, but don't try this. They bite their tongue, they commit suicide. They bite their tongue, chew it until they choke on it, so that they will not experience the pain and the agony of dying. Can you imagine na nakikisa yung isang ikaw sarili mo? So to make it instantaneous, you'll commit suicide. Now, the reason why the deer is the one that they chose is because like the tree of life natin, the coconut, all parts of the deer is functional. In Chinese medicines, Chinese remedies are usually composed of these organs. From the tail, placenta, the skin, the heart, blood, everything. Everything can be utilized. Who here has Chinese descent? Sino dito mga Chinese? Anzi. So definitely, the Chinese community knows how effective it is to have Oriental medicine as part of their culture and way of living. I also embrace that. Continue. Okay. Among the 14 ingredients, 14. Among the 14 ingredients, we have 5 clinically proved patented ingredients. So these are the following. The cervicenta, a technical term, but actually it refers to the placenta of the deer. So may mga right combinations and the right amounts to create the golden formula that the capsule consists of. Second is the belvicenta, or the deer, the antler of the deer, wherein I think they use around 2 to 3 centimeters lang. A fact, trivia pala. In a laboratory, you can create a baby deer just by combining the female placenta and the antler of the deer. You can. Try natin. But anyway, going back, okay, the company makes sure that all the raw materials and ingredients around the world, the best among the best, are being grown in the volcanic soil of New Zealand. By the way, New Zealand is the only country that has 100% pollution-free, and everyone practices 100% organic farming. So they don't use any synthetic pesticides nor fertilizers. That makes it pure. Okay. The father, or should I say the king of all ginseng, is not the red or the yellow ginseng, the golden ginseng, which is only harvested every 10 years in the volcanic soil. So needless to say that this is the king. Okay, but king, siya yung boss. Of course, everyone knows mushrooms, reishi, lingshi, whatever. I'm sure alam nila yung mga mushroom ng oyster, straw, button yung kinakain nyo. But there are mushrooms that have medicinal effects. But the king of the mushroom family is the acetone. But you only get the tip. Have you seen a mushroom like this?
No.
No. Because this is the king. Okay? And it grows as that high, but you only take the yellow part. Because that's the most potent and most effective part. Now, look like Labem, who among you has gone to Ueda, Japan? Minsan punta tayo doon. That's where you can find the white strawberry. So this is the only ingredient among the 14 that is being imported in Japan. It has high inflammatory properties and anti-carcinogenic, meaning it fights cancer. Okay? And if you are not that sold out, you can check this. Pwede to i-google naman to. Okay? But you have to make sure that everything that you read is true and correct. Next please. Okay. Why do we need to do supplements? Okay. As you can see, supplements can prevent, can recover, detox, regenerate, repair, and protect. But I'll tell you something that is very important. Medicines are limited. Unless it is microbial, bacterial, or viral in nature, it's good. But other than that, it only addresses and arrests the signs and the symptoms, but not the source, which is our aging organs. Okay, that has difficulty of repairing and regenerating so that it can fully functional the way it should be when we were still young. Now, supplements are also good, but it also has limitations. The limitation is that it will make you healthy, it will improve your organ functions, but it can never regenerate and repair cells. Only a stem cell can do that. So we have, as I had discussed a while ago, the function of a stem cell. So the reason why most of us are basically suffering from diseases is because as we age, our body's ability, our organ's ability to do its normal function decreases. That's why it needs repair, it needs to be regenerated. Sayang hindi ako product testimony. Because I myself was able to skip a heart transplant 2 years ago. And all of my 9 maintenance medications totally eradicated because of this wonderful product. So let's give that a Okay. If you want to hear my story, come back again so you can listen to it. But right now, I'm here to discuss the product. So as you can see, the company has gathered the 9 ingredients that compose the unique and integrated formula of our stem cell capsule. So marine collagen, evening primrose oil, squalene, basically where you get omega-3 and 6, avocado oil is basically for elasticity and collagen support, borage oil, aloe vera, I'm sure you're very particular of aloe vera because of the forever living, here. But these companies only have one product. Forever Living has aloe vera, and then DXN something has about reishi mushroom. So isa lang. Here, we only have one capsule to cover all of these wonderful potent nutrients. Gusto nyo bang makolekta ng mga 12 to 13? Di ba? So this is the most convenient, most effective, and most potent way of regenerating our cells. Now that you know the leading causes of of death worldwide, it is about time that you act on your health. Okay? Investing on your health should be our primary concern. In short, mas mahalin ninyo ang buhay ninyo kaysa ang hanap buhay ninyo. Dahil walang kwenta yung hanap buhay ninyo kung kayo ay wala ng buhay. Am I right? So I hope you have learned something tonight. And just continue coming here so that you can be equipped. Okay? The reason why all of you are here, you are very, very precious, and your uplines actually who invited you care genuinely about your health. You are here for a basic purpose of knowing what the company can offer. Good health, wealth, and happiness.
Yes.
Okay, why? Not all, some people are happy and healthy, but they don't have this. You can find it here. Some people are wealthy, wealthy, happy, pero hindi naman healthy. So we need this. And for people who have both, both are healthy and wealthy, but are not happy because they don't find any meaning and purpose in their life. So this is where you can find three. And I would like to mention again, thank you very much for reading, because the vision and mission is only realized of the sustaining 6 core values that all of us here, distributors, are keeping.
Yes.
So I hope that you be part of our family and you enjoy the benefits not only of the product, but the platform as well. This is Jasper. Thank you.